Their first child, Christopher Awdry, was born in Devizes Hospital on July 2nd, 1940. And shortly after, the new Awdry family moved to their first house together at King's Norton in South Birmingham during the Second World War.
My father was a curate in King's Norton in Birmingham, and my brother Christopher, who was about 2 at the time, was ill with measles.
And he had to be in a darkened room, and he wasn't allowed to use his eyes much. And we'd exhausted the entertainment value of most of the nursery rhymes we knew, but there were 2 which still rang a bell. One was the early in the morning down at the station, all little engines standing in a row. Well, I drew some engines standing in a row. I'm not much good at drawing, so I drew them the easiest way, head on. And there was blank space, the smoke boxes. So just for fun, I put little faces in.
It was a very simple picture. 6 engines lined up in an engine shed, front first, so they wouldn't have to bother about drawing the wheels. They all had faces, and one of the faces was a sad one. And this drew perhaps the inevitable question, why is he sad, Daddy? Well, he said, he hasn't been out for a long time. Why hasn't he been out for a long time, Daddy? Well, the other engines are all bigger than he is, so the drivers choose them first. What's the engine's name, Daddy? Edward, he said. Anyone who knows the first couple of pages of Edward's Day Out, the first story, will probably recognize those answers as being incorporated in those first 2 pages. And it just grew from there. I obviously liked the story, so Father concocted another 2.
Once upon a time, there was a little engine called Edward. He lived in a shed with 5 other engines. They were all bigger than Edward and boasted about it. The driver won't choose you again, they said. He wants big, strong engines like us. Edward had not been out for a long time. He began to feel sad. Just then, the driver and fireman came along to start work. The driver looked at Edward. Why are you sad? He asked. Would you like to come out today? Yes, please, said Edward. So the fireman lit the fire and made a nice lot of steam. Then the driver pulled the lever and Edward puffed away. He whistled. Look at me now.